Whether your beer is in a bottle, can, or glass, kick back and relax. It's Better on Draft.
Hello and welcome to Better on Draft, episode 381. We are going to discuss some beer news, and it is almost Christmas, so we will talk about Christmas stuff too. My name is Rob, and with me is Wendy. Hey, Wendy, how are you doing? What are you drinking?
I am drinking a Mad Elf Grand Cru today. I figured this was kind of our Christmas show, so I got my Christmas shirt on and Christmas glassware.
Nice. I did not go with the Christmas shirt, and now I have regrets, but that's okay. I only have so many of them. I am drinking a Glitter Blizzard from Beer Brewery. This was the last of the Christmas-ish beers that I had from my last time out.
Is there glitter in that beer?
I remember getting this last year and being disappointed that no, there is not glitter in the beer. But it's a cold IPA. And on the side it says, hops are the glitter of beer. They get everywhere. So I guess that's the way they went with it. That's okay. But as I said at the top, we are doing a news show this week. So Wendy, we'll go ahead and get started with one of your articles. What would you like to talk about?
Well, I was looking at a couple of different articles about places with the most beer per capita. And I found one on MSN that is 20 towns with the most breweries per capita. But I can't get it to pull up on my page.
Yeah, that is the way these
technical
things work.
difficulties right off the bat. It immediately has started putting on different articles.
Great.
So we're going to skip to the 39 affordable towns with the most breweries per capita. And
Okay.
I thought this was interesting if you want to pull that one up because of the way that they did it.
It is up. I found it hard
Because
to
it
navigate.
literally
but it is up.
shows like the medium home value, the household income, the total population, and the breweries per capita. So apparently in Astoria, Oregon, there's 27.9 breweries per 100,000 residents, which makes me want to do the math.
That's pretty good. 27.9 you said for Astoria? I'm afraid to jump to another slide. I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, okay. Auburn Hills, Michigan is where I... do you remember what number Astoria was?
So that was 39.
Oh, that's so much clicking.
Yeah, that was the very last one.
Oh, that was an ad. I see. I also get ads in my slideshow.
I guess.
Makes sense.
So I find this interesting because the total population is 10,000, but they have 27.9 breweries per 100,000 residents.
That is a lot of breweries per resident, at least as I do the math. Astoria, Washington, that is where The Goonies is filmed.
Yes.
Shoot, I already forgot what number you said it was. This is not doing great. So I can't
39.
have that slide
It was
up.
the very last one. That's okay. We can move
mine
on
was
to
a different number.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd run through a couple of them. Walla Walla, Washington has 11.6 per 100,000 residents.
Do you remember we had a news article about Astoria a little bit ago about the brewery that was falling into the ocean?
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if that one still counts for a brewery in this metric.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm interested to see how they came up with these numbers. Because it's more just a slideshow, though, it's not really...
Yeah, it's not
telling me. But
right.
Charleston, South Carolina has 5.3 breweries per 100,000 residents. And they have 150,000 residents, so that means they probably have 4 breweries, right?
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Which to me, I would think Charleston would have more breweries than that.
That's a good point. So Astoria only has 10,000 residents. So they must have about 3 breweries. Which gives
Right.
them 27.9 per 100,000 residents. I see what's going on there.
There's Redmond, Oregon, Monroe, Washington, 7 breweries per 100,000 residents, 20,000 people.
That's funny. I would like to live in a small town that has a couple of breweries. Small because I think, as we've established, I like to bike to get around when I can. And then multiple breweries, because if it's small and there's multiple breweries, I'm going to have options within biking distance.
Dripping Springs, Texas has 11.8 per 100,000 residents, and there's only 5,495 population.
So I'm not sure how they got to 11.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how. I really wish I knew how these metrics were performed, because
Yeah, it sounds like it's not a completely rigorous formula that they're following. But that's okay. It is fun. So the article will be in the show notes if people are looking for places to move that are, what they call it, affordable, that are affordable towns, but have breweries. Potentially.
If anything, it's a good way to see if a brewery that you're going to has, or a town that you're going to has a brewery in it.
Yes, I saw some Michigan ones as I was going through really quickly. I saw this Maine one that I've got up now. Maine is already a hotbed when you get into some of the areas like Portland. There's a ton of breweries. They have like a maker space situation set up there with a lot of breweries all in a row. So there can be some good times, and I could see how they would that could skew the numbers per residents if it's a smaller town and there's a whole lot of breweries right in a row.
Right. Anyways, what have you got? Mine's kind of a, well.
Yeah, it's all right. So I have something that was shared on the Michigan Craft Beer Discord server. That the link is, if I forget to put it in the show notes, it is available from betterondraft.com if you would like to join the Michigan Craft Beer Discord server. Come talk Michigan craft beer with us. I'm in there, and I'm not in Michigan. I love talking Michigan craft beer and dunking whenever Indiana does something good. Pretty rare, but there is some football stuff going on right now, in case you hadn't heard.
Oh, yeah. Even I know about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid. But one of the articles shared on there was about this. It was from this was M Live, which I'm guessing is Michigan Live, and it's Michigan's craft beer boom is over, but these survivors aren't tapped out. And so there's plenty of doom and gloom in beer news. Alcohol consumption is just generally down across the board now. Last I saw, before there were kind of these bubbles of, maybe spirits will pick it up, or maybe THC beverages. I guess they're not necessarily alcoholic, or the low ABV stuff. But now it sounds like it's just all down. Hooray. But some Michigan breweries are finding other ways to continue to exist. Some of them are finding ways to expand, and a lot of them seem to be pivoting. Some that this article pulled out specifically include Brewery Vivant, which had a nice quote in here that I will pull out. Jason Spalding of Vivant said, "If you have a group of 6 that comes in, odds are someone at the table doesn't really like beer. And if you don't have other options, it's just one more reason to choose a different place."
True story.
Yeah, I feel like this is a sentiment that has come up quite a bit lately. So they are. Well, the article says they are currently at 20% of their volume pre-pandemic. So they are at 1/5 of their pre-pandemic volume. That
literally blows my mind.
Right. And they are getting by including food, other drinks. They run artist markets and trivia nights, and they make sure to have entertainment in the brewery, in the beer space, as well as Jason said, you've got to cater to people who are not beer drinkers. So that is just the reality, and it sounds like they're adjusting to it. So even at 1/5 of production, that's just nuts to me. They still are making a go of it, which is great.
Jason just got elected to the Michigan Brewers Guild Board of Directors as well.
Well, if he's got messages like that and experience like that, then it seems like a good place for him to be right now.
So, and he was on our show. I don't remember which show it was.
Not that long ago, and he told us about the big red cock, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
I wish I had pulled up the show number so I could direct people there, but I'm sure that if you search for big red cock, you will find exactly what you are looking for. While Wendy finds that show number, we also had Griffin Claw was another case study. And so they are getting through with food, liquor, cocktails, and wine. We've heard from so many breweries that we've talked to recently that they love having food, and that it really is helping to keep them going. And we have even heard from a few that just focus on beer, and I don't want to say shuffling people through, but getting people good beer experiences as part of their evening out. But Griffin Claw is looking at that full experience out, and they are talking about opening a third tap room.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I thought so Scott LePage has a quote in here that year to date they're up 3.5%, which if it was just flat, you would call that a win. And I hear that and understand. But if they're up, that's good.
Right.
That's good for them. So they were looking at a tap room in Western Michigan. I'm not seeing it in the article now, but that is what is stuck in my head from when I read it before. Yeah. Holmes is one that I was thinking of where they are doing okay. They are holding steady, but they stick to taproom distribution, and they have that dedicated crew, and they continue to cater to their dedicated crew. Their quote was, so Nick Panchame, maybe, said that their crew is dwindling. It was in here somewhere. Their taproom regulars are dwindling, but are still holding steady and still buying from them. Plus, they have their brand Smooge, which I'm sure people have heard of at this point, which generates some buzz and some excitement when they do releases of that, and so they'll get some volume through there. And they own Cinch. They're low alcohol vodka spritzers. And I like this. It's made to target the sober curious crowd, or people who just want to drink less.
I meant to pick those up after they were on the show the last time. So all three of these breweries have been on the show before. So it's interesting to get their takes at this point in time. Holmes, I think one of the things they do really well is appeal to their, they created a following of people that are really loyal to them, and when they get new beer come out, they want to go try it. And even though I think a lot of people are in a situation similar to me where they just don't get the chance to go out.
That was a young person's game to go and stand in the line for the beer release, and I loved the lines. I really did. They were so much fun. They were such parties. I just can't think of a beer being released that I would want to do that for, or even the last time there was such a thing.
I just saw somebody had a beer release that it was taproom only.
Okay.
And you had to go pick it up.
I
I
feel
can't
like
remember what it was.
Griffin Claw, they have the Flying Buffalo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a party. I'm sorry.
They distribute Flying Buffalo.
Okay.
I actually picked up a 4-pack this year that had 3 variants in it.
So as an old person, I appreciate the distribution of the beers. I hated and liked for a little bit the BCBS chase, just as an example. And now I can still get 2022 is still on the shelves in some places near here.
Oh yeah,
So
here too.
The chase is definitely different. Actually, there's still a lot of Cherries Jubilee, which is delicious, and the praline one, which also is pretty darn good, on the shelf near me, and I do keep picking them up.
I will pick up every now and then Goose Island. I did pick up 2 or 3 variants when I was in Ohio that I couldn't get near me here.
Okay.
So if I didn't see them here, I picked it up there.
My local Books and Brews, they even had that tap takeover where they had, I can't remember how many, let's just say 10 different variants of BCBS, and some of those were just different vintages, but they had the reserve from, was it 2018? I can't remember which year it was, but it was an old reserve that was on tap. It was great. It's better on draft, in fact.
Yeah. Usually is.
It usually is.
Sorry.
Well, the article goes on to that there was a couple of breweries that are kind of redistributing reallocating some of their beer production. The Rake Beer Project is getting rid of some fermenters and adding distillation and a deli section. And I thought that was interesting. The deli is kind of unique, but I would eat sandwiches while drinking beer or spirits.
Yeah, I was watching Guys Grocery Games the other day, and there was a brewery, I can't remember what state it was in, but they said they wanted to reopen, it was a grocery store. And they're like, let's put in a brewery. Let's put in this deli. So it ended up being like a delicatessen, a meat counter, a restaurant, a brewery, and in the back half is like a speakeasy that you have to like go through something to get to. So I thought that was a really cool model.
I don't know where Rake is like specifically, but if it was in a I don't know what it would, if there was a business park or something nearby of sufficient size, then a deli lets people get their lunch and pick up beer to go for the evening,
right?
Or stop in after work and have a beer. And a speakeasy would be a reason for them to come by on celebration nights or weekends. I could see that, and then you just throw in coffee in the morning for people to stop on their way to work. A lot of different equipment, probably different staff, but you're getting you get the same people through multiple times. That would be fun.
Right.
The other one reallocating was Oddside is reallocating space for coffee. I guess they bought a coffee brand, and so they are reallocating some of their beer production to coffee production.
I totally understand why a lot of breweries today are kind of diversifying their portfolio, because I mean it makes sense to have your hand in more than one bucket, because some things are going to go up while others go down, and like you said, we're not young and chasing after the beers anymore,
right?
And the young kids aren't doing it.
No, they aren't. They don't need to. There's plenty of stuff easily available for them.
Yep.
And exciting stuff, interesting stuff. So yeah, the article did go on to draw parallels with the wider industry. So this article is based out of Michigan, obviously, but they did talk about the wider industry and just that Michigan's trends track with the wider industry's trends. That's not too surprising. They listed some of the culprits, like COVID being one big one. I feel like it was some more like an accelerant, like the craft bubble was possibly starting to, I don't even know if it was a bubble, but the market was starting to shift already. COVID accelerated that. And then now, so COVID also added higher costs, construction costs, ingredients costs, all that. I know we talked to plenty of breweries who had to put on hold their expansions and things because construction costs just went so sky high during COVID and right after COVID. But now breweries had adjusted to that and to the higher prices from then, but they're getting even higher prices still. So if your prices just keep going up, you're going to have to pass that on to the consumer at some point. We haven't seen beer prices skyrocketing. They were always high to begin with. Like that was the big complaint about craft beer, right? Is that the prices were just too high.
I've noticed that prices are going up a little bit at a time.
Yeah, it feels like we're getting some format changes. So smaller cans and 4-packs at the same price that we used to pay for the tall can 4-packs. And yeah, some prices are going up. I don't know if I'm not noticing it because it's gradual or if it's because I don't stick to one brand or one 4-pack. So I'm buying different things and different seasonals. And if the seasonal prices are changing, I just don't track those year to year in my head.
Right.
So
yeah, I've noticed that well, my wallet has noticed for sure.
Yes.
Because I'm buying at the store now more often than I'm going to the breweries at this point. I'm sure one day I will get back to being able to go in and buy directly from the breweries. But right now, my main source of beer comes from whatever local store I'm at. And you can't get a 4-pack for, a 4-pack of beer is $13 to $20 period.
Yep. Yeah, we had Burnham on recently and they have their $14 chuck and that's going to be underpriced.
Yeah.
I used to be able to go to my local liquor store and get good local craft beer, but they have since gone to that very bland, very vanilla. We only carry the big brands that move fast. We don't have shelf space for the locals, and so I just stopped going to them. I do go to Total Wine, which I have mixed feelings about because they are not a cute little local store or even a local chain, but they do have a good supply of local beers and even smaller stuff from outside of my area.
Right.
So I was just there, and in fact, that's where I got Glitter Blizzard last week. Even though I used to go to the beer brewery tap room all the time and pick up beer to go, usually growlers, they didn't can at first or bottle.
Well, I will tell you that Yingling being available in Michigan has changed my beer habits now. Because it used to be that I would have a High Life or a Coors in the fridge for when I have guests come over, and now I have Yingling. So,
yeah. Have you seen the Hershey Porter? Has that started showing up there yet?
I honestly haven't looked for it. It's not my favorite beer.
Oh, okay. It is one of my favorites.
It's okay, but it's not the best chocolate porter I've ever had.
Yeah, their just normal porter is really good too.
Yes,
that's why their black and tan is so delicious.
I do love a black and tan.
The article does end on as much of a high note as we can in the current economic climate, to use a tired term, and that is that interest rates are likely to go down next year. So breweries that have been putting off, expanding or buying or maintaining equipment might be able to get those loans at more reasonable rates in order to do that. So we could see, I would love more local places more available to me, but it's tricky. Like I live in a residential area. I think a brewery would do pretty well, but they wouldn't be getting traffic from outside of the residential area so much, I don't think.
Right. I still drive by places and I think, man, that would make a great brewery.
Yeah. We've got a very large interstate bypass going in near me. It's actually just opened recently, and lots of large stuff has been going in along it, including we're getting a new Meijer, which I'm excited about. It's a couple miles away from my house. But I just think that it would be great to have a brewery right along there. There's even a logistics center, which is code word for warehouses.
Right.
That's where breweries thrive. Like those little breweries that need large, cheap space. That's where they thrive.
Yep.
I keep hoping that one opens there. I suppose I could realize my dreams. Anyway, that was one of the articles. That was one of the articles that I brought today. So the M Live, that article will be in the show notes if people are interested.
Nice. So it's good to see that we've got some people that are surviving through all this. I know it's tough, and I'm doing my part, guys, I swear.
Yeah, I drink as much as I can, I promise.
I can't get in there as often as I'd like, but I'm trying by sending in other people. I'm trying by buying the beer that I can get in the stores. My pocketbook definitely can tell you that I drink craft beer over the big guys at it anyway.
Yeah. I've even gone back to buying merch from places I like again.
Yeah, and gift cards.
Yeah, my glasses shelves were full. My t-shirt drawers are full, but you got to rotate those things out anyway.
Yeah.
In fact, this beer glass I have right now was a beer brewery glass. It, I guess, technically still is, but the logo has worn off. It's been worn off for years.
I have a couple of those like that. My Better on Draft logos are wearing off.
Oh, that's sad.
I know. Looks like it might be time for a merch drop.
Oh, that would be fun.
So let's talk about Christmas beers.
I do have a Better on Draft hat that I made.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I made that for the Craft Brewers Conference. Yeah, let's talk about Christmas beers. Wendy, what are some of your favorite Christmas beers?
I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of Christmas beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Obviously, Mad Elf is my number one. This, I have to tell you, he just put this picture up on the screen for those of us who aren't watching. And this Jackie O's Chomolungma pack is so interesting. It's like 4 different spiced browns. Like I've never even heard of Chomolungma.
Nice.
I don't know how to say it, but it's been very interesting.
Cool. I do like a spiced brown.
I did buy a couple of packs of Mad Elf there. And there's a lot of other Christmas beers in here too. I got some Goose Island. I got a Shiner Cheers, Holiday Cheer.
That's one I look forward to every year too.
The Allagash Ski Patrol. That one's delicious.
Nice. I don't think I've had it.
A Blizzard of Hops. And of course, the Mad Elf Grand Cru.
Yeah.
You can't just get Mad Elf if there's Grand Cru available too.
Right. I'm not sure that I've had the Grand Cru. I probably have, because I've had Mad Elf a lot. I've gotten it. I've picked it up a lot. I'm often at home with my parents in Cincinnati over the holidays or near the holidays. We'll pick stuff like that up. So I do like Mad Elf. I don't think I look forward to it the same way as you do. And probably part of the reason is because I look forward to Tax Holiday from Taxman.
Well, I don't have access to that one.
Right, which is, so it's really an accessibility and deliciousness thing. It's a delicious beer, and it's usually easy for me to find, but not this year.
Why not?
I just have not seen it. I have not seen it. I need to check and make sure they still make it, because that would be very sad. I'll have to find a new, Belgian strong Christmassy beer.
Well, may I suggest Mad Elf Grand Cru?
I will have to go back to Ohio. I was just there last month.
Do you not get Mad Elf there either?
I did not see it on shelves at all today in the Total Wine, and I was looking for stuff like that. So I guess not. I know I've seen Troeg's beer before in this area. I'm pretty sure I've even picked up Troganator here, but that could have been at Jungle Jim's.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Two other beers I look forward to every year, but I did not find so far are Alpha Claus and Arctic Panzerwolf, both from Three Floyds. Alpha Claus being their Christmas version of Alpha King, and Arctic Panzerwolf just being a delicious, I don't know if it's a porter or stout, but a delicious dark beer that I look forward to every year. Really strong, really tasty.
I think I saw Alpha Claus in Ohio. I'm not 100%
Okay.
sure. A couple of the things that I bought there that I was really impressed with, obviously, was the Shiner Holiday Cheer. I love that one.
I
It
like that
tastes
beer a
like
lot.
peaches. And then I got one called, it just looked like a cool bottle. And, you know, I went through a period where I was obsessed with trying peppermint stouts because I think peppermint in beer is so off-putting sometimes because it just tastes like mouthwash. And I got the Ellicottville chocolate peppermint stout, and it was so delicious. Like that peppermint wasn't overpowering. It didn't taste like mouthwash.
Interesting.
It was very delicious, almost like a junior mint, I will say.
I'm pretty sure my first one, peppermint stout, was a Two Brothers. I don't remember what it was called, peppermint something. That I would have had when I lived in Chicago, and I know I kept a bottle of that around probably for longer than I should have been cellaring a bottle of that. But it was still pretty good when we had it. I'm going to guess 7 or 8 years after I purchased it. I don't think they make that anymore either. It's all nostalgia now. Are there other Christmas beers that come to mind for you?
So I consider Goose Island Bourbon County Stout to be a Christmas beer.
I think so. It releases on Black Friday. That's right into the Christmas shopping season.
Holiday season. I also consider Flying Buffalo to be a holiday beer because that's usually when they release it.
That makes sense to me then.
I like that one. There's nothing that I like really look for, I guess. Bad Baptist. Epic usually releases their Bad Baptist stuff around this time.
The Big Bad Baptists. Yeah. That's
I bought the Griffin Claw 4-pack. I brought 2 individual variants of Big Bad Baptist and something else, and it came to like a ridiculous amount of money.
Right.
And the guy looks at me and he gives me my total, and I'm like, 'tis the season for high-priced beers.
Yes. Yeah, that just seems to be, whether it's beer or other stuff, that just seems to be the way it goes this time of year anyway.
Yep. I'm like, man, I know they call it stout season because you get more releases of stouts in the summer or in the wintertime, and more people think that that's the best time to drink it. But it's really just because that's where they make their money, is at Christmas time selling big beers.
It makes sense. You're going to be sitting on your butt in the cold. One of mine is Celebration that I look forward to, and I don't know that it's really a Christmas beer, except that it releases this time every year. That was the one that also has the Selly drippings that I would love to try sometime.
Oh, yeah.
One of these times I'll get to Sierra Nevada, and I know that time will have to be in, I think they said it was October is when they have that.
Right.
So I'll have to look at that up, and that's the time I'm going to try to be there.
I wonder if they do it in both facilities.
I think they said someone we talked to had it in the Carolina one. I know it started in the Chico one.
Because honestly, the chances of me getting to California are a lot slimmer than me getting back to North Carolina.
Yeah. And that's a beer trip I still haven't done one of these days.
Asheville?
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a trip. I would go back in a heartbeat.
Yeah, one of these days. It looked like I was going to have to move for work, and North Carolina was on my short list of places. Well, I had like 3 places I could move, and that was the only one that appealed to me.
That's funny.
Instead, I changed jobs, so I don't have to move.
Yeah, I would probably look at, if I was being forced, if I was moving, I would probably look at what type of beers they have around me.
Yes,
What the beer scene is.
that was a
There's
big
a lot of-
consideration.
There's a lot of places with a sneaky good beer scene, man.
Like Indianapolis. No one would expect it. Cincinnati.
Well, Cincinnati, they're a little bigger, I think. I would expect it there.
I guess there are some bigger names that come out of it. Rheingeist actually distributes, for one thing.
Mm-hmm. There was somewhere else that I just stepped in that I was like, man, I haven't been to Cincy in a while.
Yeah, I was in Hocking Hills, and they have beer there. And
They
the Pencil
do.
Sharpener Museum. Yeah. And the Washboard Museum and Store. Where they still make washboards. I almost bought a one-man band thing that has like all the instruments attached to the washboard.
I'm very disappointed that you did not.
Yeah, well, I can go back. It's only a 3-hour drive.
We hit the moonshine place there, and I swear to God, we hit every single moonshine they had.
Yeah.
Then we went to the brewery. So that was a fun trip. I didn't make it hiking the next day.
The brewery that we stopped at, I want to say it's 33. Is that right? Numbers. It's definitely got a 3 in it. I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay. They had 2 bar cats, and that made me instantly love the place. Not only did they have 2 bar cats, but the server, she, as we were walking in, she came around the corner holding 2 very tiny kittens, like probably maybe 8 weeks old kittens, and she was taking them for their meal. They get fed in a special room. But then the 2 bar cats were just wandering around. One jumped into a guy's lap as he was trying to leave.
That's one way to get your customers to stay.
Yes. He did break cat etiquette and dumped the cat out of his lap so he could leave.
No, you're not supposed to get up. What's wrong with him? He obviously does not have a cat.
It could not be
have cats.
He must be a tourist. Could not possibly be a regular. Maybe he had to get to the Pencil Sharpener Museum before it closed.
Right. Maybe he was aching to buy one of those one-man band sets.
That could be.
So while we're chatting, I'm going to open up another beer. It's a Fatheads Brewing Pimp My Sleigh Belgian style Christmas ale.
Hell yeah, that's been in my advent calendar that I gave to people, which I realized a little while ago that I forgot to build this year. But that's been in the rotation a fair number of times. That was a good beer.
Oh, I just inhaled it.
Oh, did you get a bunch of clove up your nose?
A little too close. Too close.
I am seeing a lot more of Delirium Noel around these days, and I am loving that because that's also one of my favorite Christmas beers.
Delicious.
It was on the short list of beers that I could never find. And I made a beer friend visiting my wife's family in Calgary. I brought him a bunch of beer from Indiana. He gave me a bunch of beer from, Calgary and around. And I, through conversation, told him this was one of the beers I had been looking for, had not been able to find. He mailed me a bottle of the beer, a t-shirt, and a glass.
Nice.
Yeah, I am so thankful to him.
Oh, my nose is sticky now.
You earned it.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite beers. We did Ashley's here in Westland used to do Belgian Fest.
Oh.
And I got quite a bit of merch from them one year.
Nice. They've done a couple tap takeovers at Books and Brews, and even the inflatable elephant has been out front. And I've gotten a couple of things from that. Nothing big, though. No glasses or anything. I think coasters and might have a bottle opener.
I did. Speaking of glasses, I have my new Christmas glass. It says it's the most wonderful time for a beer.
Very nice. It's so festive.
Yes.
You're so festive. I have all the same decorations I always have in my office. I don't have any Christmas stuff in here at all.
I don't have a Christmas tree up at my house yet. We put a wreath on the door.
Nice. We don't have a wreath this year. We did put up our tree, though.
Well, normally I buy a wreath from the market, and we won one. I won a wreath at a holiday market type thing. They were raising funds for the local women's shelter here, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to buy some tickets," and I won 3 baskets.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like, "Really, all 3?" I'm like, I thought about donating 2 of them back, but
Yeah, well, then there's probably a way that you can, pay them around if especially if it's not something you were aching for. But it sounds like you wanted a wreath anyway.
well, I put it up on the door, and
Yeah,
I didn't have to buy one this year.
that's right.
I mean, it doesn't smell as nice as the fresh wreaths, but
Yeah,
that's
we
okay.
have a fabric wreath that my wife made ages ago, and we will usually use that.
Oh, nice. My mom used to have stuff like that, but they sold all of it when they.
The other Christmas beers I wanted to bring up, Hop and Frog has several, and I don't remember them all. Like one is Frogmas or something like that. But the thing I love about them is they are in that small format can, like the little, what is it, 10 ounce or whatever it is. It's a tiny little thing, maybe 8 ounce or 6 or even.
I think they had a mix pack this year of Christmas beers too.
Ooh, I need to find them.
I think that's what I saw. Maybe I didn't buy it because it wasn't, or I don't know. Because I'm all for, if I see a mix pack of stuff, I'm probably picking it up.
Yeah, I just find those small cans a good format for that ABV if I want to drink more than one in a night.
Yes, I guess I should have looked into see. Oh, the Fatheads one is only 10.5%, so I'm drinking an 11% and a 10.5% tonight.
All right, you're gonna sleep okay.
Maybe. We'll see how much talking Grandma does.
There is one more Christmas beer that came up in my research for the next thing that I wanted to do with you. And it is a beer I brought back from the Netherlands when I was there about 1.5 years ago. And so it came from, it's a small-ish brewery. I don't know how small they really are in Haarlem, Netherlands, called Oldshay. I'm sure I butchered that, but it means little owl. And it's called Fuck the Christmas Tree is on Fire.
I would definitely have bought that.
Yeah, you see why I bought that and brought it home.
Yeah, 100%.
I honestly don't remember anything about that beer in particular, but I had a wonderful visit to them in Haarlem. And just I sat out on their basically street side. It was a beautiful place. It was just so much fun. I had a great time. But then, yeah, I brought back Fuck the Christmas Tree is on Fire in July.
Of course. When else would you buy it? Yeah. That's when they start selling stuff now anyways. July, they're selling pumpkin beers.
True enough.
Not ripe yet.
True enough. I would be okay if they never started selling pumpkin beers.
I would have to agree. You will not get an argument out of me.
Yeah. Maybe that's somewhere that breweries can refocus their energies to stay afloat.
Yeah. Stop selling pumpkin beers.
So I looked up some beers in Untapped by various Christmas keywords, and I started with the word elf because of you.
Fair enough.
And the Untapped search comes up with the beers sorted by check-ins with ratings. I think that's the best way to say that. So rated check-ins. And so those are the numbers that we have. And Mad Elf was number 1 for beers with the elf in the name, with 165,000 rated check-ins.
Nice.
So that was
I don't rate them, so it does not include my check-ins. I included 1. I'm sure I rated it a 10 at some point, or 5, whatever.
That's right. The second beer on my list, which has me wondering how the list is actually generated, and I know that I skipped some. Let's say the second beer on the list that I know was 4 Elf from Dark Horse, which roughly 1 year ago, almost exactly, we were there for 4 Elf Day. That one had 31,000 ratings. And the reason I know I've skipped some is because
4 Elf out in total or 4 Elf out like last year?
this is 4 Elf specifically, non-vintage, the base beer.
Okay.
I've never been a fan of
low.
how Untapped does vintages. Well, if there are vintages of it and I didn't look, I'm sure people are checking into those for uniques. And I know they have variants as well. Didn't they have peanut butter last time?
Yeah, they had a couple different kinds. They usually have 2 or 3 variants.
Yeah, so they had variants, but this was the one that showed up, just the OG 4 Elf, I guess, the main. Rude Elf was in there somewhere, and I didn't include it just because I didn't know the brewery. Other people might know the brewery. That's fine.
I have had it.
Okay, I don't think I didn't have a little star on it that Untapped says that I've had it.
Yeah, let me look at my Untapped.
I don't
know if I'm allowed to do that because I can't guess.
The guessing part comes soon.
Okay.
The next one was Wicked Elf from Rock Bottom Brewery and a restaurant and brewery. That is also a Belgian strong dark, like the Trogs Mad Elf. That one was we're getting down to 7,000 ratings. I'm sorry, that was 8,000 ratings. And then South Pole Elf, which I included in my list because it's from Platform Beer Company. And I don't know if you got there when you were in Columbus. They have a special place in my heart. I'm pretty sure they don't distribute. Maybe they distribute a little bit. So getting to the almost 7,000 ratings that they had seems like quite a feat, honestly.
Right. I did not get to Platform Beer Company.
Okay.
I didn't get to as many breweries in Columbus as I wanted to, but it's okay. I'll be back there again.
Exactly. Good reason to go back.
I live in the Midwest. I'm going to hit Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota. I'll hit them all again.
I've talked to people from outside the Midwest about how the Midwest feels, and it's one of those things. You get on the interstate and you drive for 2 hours and you will be in another city of some size.
Right. Probably still in the same state, though.
Quite likely in the same state, yes. And if it's a different state, it's going to look like the state you were just in anyway.
Right.
So anyway, the guessing part of the game, that was the word elf that I searched for, and there were 3,000 results. The next word that I searched for was Santa.
Okay.
And I guess you can try to guess an ordinal in the thousands if you want to, or just guess higher or lower than elf. For how many beers listed in Untapped match the word
there were
Santa?
more than elf.
Oh yeah, it was a lot more than elf.
Yeah, it was definitely higher.
It was there were 11,000 and change. So about 8,000 more than elf. The part that I didn't think of that I thought was funny though is that it included things like Santa Fe.
Oh yeah,
Santan Brewing.
Santa Fe. Man, the Broadway world has been obsessed with that city for a long time.
So, and I mean, I'm sure there's Santa Ana, and there's plenty of other Santas that aren't Santa Claus.
Right.
Speaking of which, did you know there's a Santa Claus, Indiana?
No, I did not.
It is home to Holiday World, an amusement park, and there is a brewery, a tap room there as well. Oh shoot, I have just lost the name. It is a religious tap room brewed in a monastery run by nuns, which is such a weird concept to me. Shoot, I have
brewed in a monastery run by nuns?
Right, such a weird concept.
Do they have monks there?
They must. I'm not sure exactly how. So I don't know. I don't remember the details, and that's on me. I know we've brought up the brewery, and I just cannot remember its name because it's just some like saint name, and they're all just the same thing to me. Like they slip through my head. But the beer that was at the top of the Santa list, as far as rated check-ins goes, that was actually Santa themed, was Santa Paws Scotch Ale from Brewdog. Which is
That
not
makes sense.
Yeah, not too surprising.
That makes sense. They distribute everywhere, anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, and they've got breweries set up now in the U.S. and as well as I think a few places in Europe. Definitely Scotland.
Which I think is interesting. The English can't stand them.
Right.
I just think it's hilarious. Like when I read the articles, I'm like, wow.
They've got some sketchy backgrounds, interesting things. They've done some funny things. Oh, funny, weird, funny. I don't know if they're haha.
Questionable.
Funny. Yeah, funny, questionable. They did release a limited number of beers that were distributed in bottles in taxidermied animals. I think they were squirrels. Yes.
Yeah, they were the ones that had that highest ABV beer that was like 130% or something like that.
Tactical nuclear penguin.
Yeah.
My friend's son brought some back for him, and we all sat around and had little like shots of it.
Was it even worth drinking?
It was not bad. It was a liqueur more than a beer. So yeah, it'll get you where you want to go, I guess. The next word that I searched was reindeer. And so if we started with elf at 3,000 results, do you want to guess higher or lower for reindeer?
I'm going to say lower, or I'm not lower, higher again for reindeer too.
Reindeer surprised me because it was only 817.
Really?
Yeah, I'm guessing a lot of places either do rain space deer or rain RAIN or other maybe Rudolph and / Rude Elf type puns on reindeers. So I think there might have been a slant stuff. Anyway, only 817. The top one that was Christmas themed was Reindeer Games by Clown Shoes. So
that was good. I've had that.
Yeah, and not too surprising. I do want to call out number 2 was Electric Reindeer from Sun King, which is another one of those beers. It's one my son loves. It is a spiced brown ale. So probably would fit that Jackie O's pack, except it wasn't made by Jackie O. But he looks for that every year. I looked for some to take up to him. I saw him for Thanksgiving. Could not find it anywhere. I did check a bunch of stores. Could not find it anywhere.
Everyone's
such bad luck. That one usually comes out in November around here. So it's brewed by Sun King, which means it's barely distributed outside of Indiana. They have a facility in Southern Florida, so maybe you can get it there too. But they brew it for the local art museum, and it's kind of a fundraiser that goes with that. Nice. But the last word that I searched was Christmas, and well, I'm gonna have you guess. Is it more or less than Santa? Santa being at 11,000 search
more
results.
Than Santa.
It was more than Santa, but not by much. Only 14,000. So only 3,000 more than Santa. It was basically one elf more than Santa as far as beers named Christmas.
So I think it's funny though, because everything you can call anything a Christmas beer.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And the top of the list was Christmas Ale by Great Lakes, which is a wonderful beer that I almost bought a 6-pack of today.
We I have had many nights that were sponsored by Christmas Ale.
Yeah, it's
we sing the song, "Oh Christmas Ale."
Of course. You don't sing the Bob and Doug's 12 Days of Christmas?
No.
It's shorter than the other version of it.
I don't know anything about Bob and Doug, so.
The 12 Days of Christmas song, it'll come on novelty stations and novelty lists. It's worth a listen. It's much shorter than watching Strange Brew.
So, you know what I got this year was Aldi had a 12 Beers of Christmas pack, and it was 12 individual beers.
Okay.
So I got 12 different styles of beer. I've been filtering some of them in here and there in my advent calendar. I thought that was interesting. It was a good way for people who are not very beer savvy to be able to try different beers.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because it's a very generic looking can. It says it was made by West Virginia something LLC.
Okay.
And when you look up that LLC, the address is the same as New Realm Brewing.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically New Realm under a different umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had 3 of the 12 beers so far, and they're all fantastic.
Yeah, nice.
And like, you never know what you're going to get in the unbranded section.
Yes. Actually, that was similar to one of the notes that I had for the other article that I don't think we're going to do today. That was talking about legacy brands and how they pivot to stay alive. And Deschutes is brewing the Kirkland Vintage Ale.
Nice.
So it even says it on the side. But Deschutes brews that Kirkland Vintage Ale, which is one of those weird beers that it's good. It started showing up, I think, last year, but it's a beer in a box, so I can't resist it.
Mm-hmm. True story.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
I don't know what it is about the box. Maybe just because it sits in the if you've got those cases with the little folding cardboard things, those boxes just sit in there so nicely, so much nicer than bottles. It's satisfying.
So I don't know if there's anything else that I'm like really that I search for. I don't do a lot of searching anymore. If I run into it, I pick it up. The only thing I search for, I actively go for is Med Elf, because I have to go to Ohio, which I think it's funny because I make a big deal about the fact that I go to Ohio, but it takes me less time to go to Ohio to pick up Mad Elf than it does for me to get to Grand Rapids to pick up No Rules.
Right.
So, I mean, it's kind of funny that way, but
it's about a 2-hour drive for me, and I'm going to Ohio for a hockey game in January. So I will see what I can do about adding a beer stop along the way. Even better about that trip is I'm not driving.
Oh, right.
I bought the tickets. My friend said, I'll drive. Well, okay. I was going to treat you to the whole thing, but I'll ride anytime it's offered.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same way, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I hate my parents got in an accident in their RV. So they're stuck in Illinois while their RV is being repaired.
Oh, no. They're okay?
They're okay. They're okay. And really it's not minimal damage at all, but it's minimal from what it could be. So
yeah,
we're thankful for that. And they were close enough to where they had stopped originally that they were able to go get their truck back, the RV back to the campground and stay at the campground until the parts came in. And then they would take the RV into the shop so that they didn't have to stay in a hotel for 2 weeks. They could live in their house until it needs to be repaired.
Oh, man. I'm glad it's working out. That sounds like an awful trip.
Yeah.
An awful way to
it's
start
not
a
a way
trip.
to start out your winter vacation.
And this is their Route 66 trip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they were going to rush a lot of the Route 66 stuff here because it's cold.
Yes.
So there's a lot of pictures of them standing next to statues in snow.
Oh, I'm so sorry for them.
So
they'll have a story.
Yep. That's what this is all about. It's making memories.
Oh my goodness. I don't think that I have anything else either. Wendy, do you have anything coming up that you want to talk about?
I do not really. We have some interesting guests that we're working on, so stay tuned for some more stuff. I'm really excited about a few of them that we've been talking to.
Yeah, one of them sounds like it could be at a special time.
Yeah, I think a couple of them will be at a special time.
All right, I'm for that. Special times or special shows.
Yep.
So yeah, I echo that. I think that there's a lot of interesting irons in the fire, and hopefully we get some on the calendar soon so we can say who they are and when they are.
Yes.
So
that's it. I'm just gonna hang out for the holidays now at this point.
Yeah, that's where I am. I have a nice quiet holiday coming up, but I'm looking forward to it.
I have one Christmas party that I'm going to this year, so I'm excited about that. I bought a Christmas sweater. I like to buy a new Christmas sweater every couple of years.
Okay.
But this one has Caribou on it.
Nice.
I was super excited about that.
Yeah, that seems like a good find.
So my other one is a Santa that's drinking a beer. So,
Oh, that's perfect.
but he lights up, and I figure he's going to stop lighting up soon. So I need to throw in a couple other ones in the rotation.
Yeah. That's that'll be sad if he doesn't light up then.
I know.
Just be a normal sweater.
With Santa drinking beer.
Yeah,
but
there is that. Our next show is December 26th at our normal time. Yeah, that seems right. December 26th at our normal time, which also happens to be Boxing Day or the day after Christmas. So we will see. It might be another news show, or it might be just a roundup of our Christmas stuff and what's coming.
Awesome.
All right.
I look forward to it. You have a Merry Christmas.
You as well, and everybody out there, have a Merry Christmas. Let us know what you're drinking, what Christmas beers you're looking forward to. We would love to hear about that sort of thing.
And what guests you would like to hear from.
Yes. Yep.
We are in the process of booking for the new year, so let us know who you want to hear us talk to.
That's well said. All right. And with that, I will say, whatever you think of your beer, we think it's better on draft.
Cheers.
Have a good night.